Hello, namaskara, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all the comments on my video where I asked what you guys wanted to see. So I'm so happy you guys want to see vlogs and some more like I don't know, like lifestyle stuff. I am also like really excited to share. I Before I actually get into this video, I just want to mention that this might not be the permanent background. I'm only sitting here because the window is right opposite, and the even though it's a very gloomy day, the lighting is perfect. I actually do not have my tripod. I'm using the pop socket of my phone as a stand, so I think I'll be getting a tripod pretty soon. So hopefully the uh, background keeps changing, because if I sit on my bed, I think the background is pretty good. I also have got my fairy lights there, but that's just for the room, not as like a background. Anywho, this is going to be permanent. I mean, temporary. That's all I'm saying. So let's get into today's video, which is a story time video of my journey alone from Bangalore to Syracuse. Like just the journey part. I want to like tell you guys, it's not going to be a long story, but uh, yeah, I don't know. Just keep watching if you're interested. So let's begin. I left Bangalore on August 7th. I actually booked the Emirates flight from Bangalore to Syracuse on a single reservation. So it was Bangalore to Dubai, Dubai to JFK, New York City, and a domestic flight from New York City to Syracuse. So the journey from Bangalore to Dubai was around 4 hours, and it was an hour and a half layover at Dubai, and from Dubai to JFK was a 13-hour 55-minute flight, and then a layover of about 3.5 hours, and then the flight from JFK to Syracuse was an hour and a half with a layover of about, yeah, like I said, 3 hours, almost close to 3.5 hours of the layover in JFK. So the day I left, the day I woke up, it was like a very emotional day, because I was leaving my house, my room that I was literally born and brought up in. Like it was very, very, very emotional. Even thinking back to that moment, like just gets me teary. It was a very emotional day. And my friends came over, they helped me pack, and like it was just a feeling of like, I don't know, I was feeling very weird, and of course I was crying the entire day. I woke up crying that day. Oh god, I don't want to tear up now, but yeah, I woke up crying as well. And oh, I just tried to be strong, but that was one of the probably the most emotional time that I've faced in my life thus far. And my flight was at 4:45 a.m. So I had to be inside the airport by 1:30, and I reached airport by 12. And surprisingly, well, my mom actually cried a lot. Um, my dad and my brother were fine. So was I. Surprisingly, I was smiling the entire time after reaching the airport. But when I left home, I was in tears, like major tears, and my mom was trying to be very strong. But once I reached the airport and it was time to leave, yeah, she cried a lot. Oh wow. I miss home so much. And then my friends were there. I said goodbye to them. I was actually smiling. I had a big smile on my face. Walked into the airport, and once I walked inside the airport, I realized, oh shit, I'm on my own now. I'm an actual adult doing adult stuff. Like I am on my own, and I had three bags. So usually Emirates and Etihad and Qatar, all these airlines allow three bags of 23 kgs each, along with a carry-on for students when you're traveling for the first time. So I had 69 kgs as well. I thought I'll not fill the 69 kgs, but then like I had almost 22.5 kgs in each of the bags, plus carry-on, which was 6 kgs and 900 grams. So I was 100 grams short of 7 kgs. So all these details are important. You will know further. So I went into the airport, and after I did my check-in, I started feeling that it actually hit me, and I did cry, I won't lie. I cried a little bit. Then I'm like, no dude, get yourself together. Like you're going to live your dream. And then we got done with the immigration. and all, and then we reached the gate. So luckily I had two of my friends, one of my roommates actually, who traveled with me up to Syracuse from Bangalore. So we were lucky, we were three of us. So we reached, we did the immigration and we boarded the flight to Dubai by 4:45. Once the flight was just like leaving, I passed out. I was like so damn tired, like mentally, emotionally, physically, I was tired. They did give breakfast on the flight, but that was okay. And it was like a weird time. When you're flying, you don't know what time zone you're in or what time zone your body is following. So the flight from Bangalore to Dubai was like this. I didn't even know when we landed in Dubai. And then from Dubai to get through to the gate for our flight to JFK was also pretty smooth. The 1.5 hours was sufficient to, like, finish the security check, and we were at the gate. So we boarded the flight, which was about 13 hours and 55 minutes. As soon as I boarded the flight, I was dozing off. Like, even before the flight actually took off, I was dozing off because I was so damn, like, exhausted. The flight journey itself was, I wouldn't say it was bad, but it was, flight journeys are not that comfortable anyway, so it was as comfortable as it could get. Emirates is really good in that, I have to give them that. One tip I would give is that if you are booking like these long international flights where they do serve you food, please, and if you're a vegetarian, oh my god, like me, please don't suffer like I did. I did not know that I had to include, or I had to, like, let them know that I wanted like an Indian vegetarian meal. So the problem was, in Dubai, when I was coming to Dubai, the first leg of the flight, I did get the vegetarian option of the meal. But in the second flight, for my lunch portion of the meal, when I asked, I wanted vegetarian, I was told that if all the other people, even for breakfast, this happened. So if after distributing the food to the aisle, if there's anything vegetarian that remains, only then we can give it to you. We cannot particularly give you vegetarian right now. So I was lucky enough to get vegetarian food for breakfast. Masala dosa was there on the flight. I was like so happy, and I was watching a Kannada movie on the flight because I was missing home already. And then when the lunch time came and I asked for vegetarian food, I did not get any because the vegetarian food was over by the time they went through the aisle. And all I had was a little bit of some type of pasta salad and some sweet, and I guess I was drinking a lot of orange juice as well. They did serve alcohol in the flight, but I did not take it because I did not want to risk my journey or my health. So once we reached JFK, as I'm exiting the flight and I'm in the Skybridge walking, I checked my mail only to realize that the flight from JFK to Syracuse is cancelled. So I reached JFK at 2:30 p.m. and my flight was at 7 p.m. on the same day. And I was sorry, it was at 5:30 the same day, and I was supposed to reach here at 7. But the flight was cancelled. We finished the immigration and then we had to get our bags and do check-in again because it was a domestic flight. And JFK airport is so huge and it was raining. It was like really bad. We were going around in circles. Then we had to take an air train to another terminal, and then we went there, and JetBlue was the domestic flight. Oh my god, I had such a bad experience with JetBlue. Oh god. So we went and we had to stand in a JetBlue customer care line queue. There was a queue because all the JetBlue flights were cancelled. So we were standing in queue with, mind you, at this point, we had, each of us had 69 kgs of luggage. So 3 pieces of suitcase, which were total to 69 kgs, plus a carry-on, which was 7 kgs. And we had to lug that around. And on top of all that, like, I'm like, seriously, I was questioning what the hell, because we had to pay $6 for the trolley. Because in Bangalore airport, the trolleys are free. Here we have to pay $6 per trolley, and which I thought was ridiculous. I don't know why they have that, because I think in India it is free. In Hong Kong, when I went to Hong Kong this past year, it was free as well, so we didn't have to pay. And we found that to be ridiculous. So we were lugging around the luggage, waiting in the queue, and the queue was like there were about 20 people already in the queue, and it was taking so long for the queue to move because everyone was like really, really frustrated. There were a lot of students there, a lot of them who were coming to Syracuse, a lot of them who were going to Buffalo, a lot of them going to Rochester. all these are college towns within New York. So JFK is your port of entry. So all our flights were cancelled. Everyone is in queue, and I thought JFK will be very different, honestly, but it literally feels like an airport version of Majestic, because I saw people sleeping everywhere. I mean, like, I had so much expectation, and once I reached and saw the airport, like, people are sleeping on the floor with their pillowcases. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just thought I wouldn't see anything like that. And mind you, at this point, like, I'm super hungry and super frustrated. I just want to sleep on a bed. I got so frustrated standing in the line. And then I called my roommate who's here. Like, I found this apartment through, like, one of my close friends is actually here. So I'm just living with her. So I called her up, like, telling, so this is what happened. She faced the same issue last year, and she told me you can take a bus from Port Authority in New York City to Syracuse. So I thought, okay, let's do it. And we are there still in the queue, and it's around 7 p.m. We're all like really frustrated, and the next bus from Port Authority is at 12 a.m. or something. So we had to get from JFK to Port Authority. We had to take another means of transport, and from there we had the bus that reached Syracuse. So by the time we made a decision, so we were going around and asking if there were other people from Syracuse, which there were, but they did not make up their mind. They were still deciding. They're like, it's too expensive, we cannot pay, etc., etc. And then finally, by the time we decided that we'll take the bus, it was already too late, and the tickets were gone for the 12 a.m. bus. So we were like, what the hell? Oh, it was so frustrating. And then we were still in the queue. So we decided, okay, so we'll have to stay in the airport overnight. So we just kept the luggage next to us, and then we were trying to sleep in the airport. We thought we'll first eat something. And the problem is we were at Terminal 5, and there are no like outlets to it except Dunkin' Donuts. So what did I do? I bought, I did not buy coffee because I did not want to lose out on sleep, because I was already sleep deprived, homesick, frustrated, hungry, every negative emotion you can think of. So I went to Dunkin' Donuts. I just got like a muffin or something which was filled with sugar, and I'm not a person who likes sweets. So I just got that and tried eating. I did have a lot of food in my carry-on, but I had just lost it, okay? So I didn't even bother like taking out all of that, and I was crying in the airport, sitting in the airport, and I was literally bawling my eyes out. I know, like, I tried to be strong, but I just couldn't. I just bawling my eyes out so much, and then I'm like, okay, like, you're done crying now, stop it. And then again, a few minutes later, I started crying, and my parents kept pinging me, asking. I mind you, at this point, I did not have a SIM, and I was completely dependent on the airport Wi-Fi. Thank God for travel adapters and phone chargers that we had in our bags. We were able to connect and keep our phones on. My parents are pinging me, asking me. Until JFK, it was really smooth. So I did ping them once I was in JFK, and I was in the immigration line, by the way, which feels like the line to Tirupati, the temple. Like, it literally feels like that. There's nothing different from it. I was like so frustrated, and my parents kept asking me. So I just told them, see, once I reach or once I'm on the way, I will inform you. Till then, please don't ask me, because the more people kept asking me, the more frustrated I got, and I started crying. While all this happened, tickets were sold out for the 12 a.m. bus. So decided we'll stay in the airport. I got the Dunkin' Donuts muffin, like I mentioned earlier, and then we were trying to sleep, because out of the three of us, if two slept, the other one had to watch all our luggages. So that's how we somehow cycled through. And then I also called up my friend / my roommate. She told me that they have booked the next available bus was for 7 a.m. 7 a.m. So she told me that she has booked the that bus. And so, like, okay, so now how do we get from JFK to Port Authority, which is in the middle of Times Square? So we tried calling the cab once. The problem was they said they booked the cab, but the cab didn't show up, and it was just messy. And the thing is, these people do not take additional baggage. Like, you're only allowed like 1+1 bag, or like every means of transport has a certain limitation. So yeah, we spent the night at the airport, and my roommate told me that leave JFK by 4 a.m. so that you reach the place and you're on time and you do not miss out on the bus. So we left by 4:30. We actually had to take a minivan and pay around $60 plus tip, because we had so many luggages. So we took it, and I was traveling in the middle of New York City at 3:30, at 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. Honestly, I should have been like really, really excited because it's New York City at night, the skyline and all, but I was just so frustrated. I was just like, I just want to sleep on a bed and have proper food. That's all that was running through my mind. I wasn't even homesick at that point. I was just like, where am I? Yellappa ban sikkakonbittidini. That's what was running in my mind. And then we reached Port Authority, which looks like a very shady place, by the way. No offense. So we reached Port Authority and we had 9 suitcases plus carry on, but among the three of us. So we had to make into a line, and then pushing, one was pushing ahead, one was pushing from behind, one was like in the middle trying to like get things done. And then we went in, we showed the ticket, and then we were just like telling them, see, this is the first time in our country, in this country this happened, and we don't know where to go and all that. And then once we showed the ticket, the lady at the counter, who was like really sweet, she pointed out to another guy who actually works in the Port Authority as well, and he helped us with our luggages. So we had to walk all the way down and towards the very end to reach to our point where the bus gate was, and we waited in line for about 45 minutes or something with all our luggages. And then when once it was time to enter the bus, we showed our ticket and we told, yeah, each of us have 3 luggages plus carry on. He's like, I'm gonna charge you $15 per luggage. I was like, what? So we were allowed 1 suitcase and 1 carry-on, and any extra baggage after that was $15 per piece. Oh my god! We were like, okay, we'll give you. So we had to pay $90 among the three of us. Plus the ticket was like $35 because it was last minute booking, plus the minivan from JFK to Port Authority was another $60. So we had to spend so much. This was among the three of us. So in total, I think per head we spent around $50 reaching from New York to Syracuse. And then we loaded the luggage, and then we finally boarded the bus. So it comes to so it starts from New York City, and we saw New York City, but all of us were so frustrated and fed up. We just like slept through the bus, and then after that we were on our map just looking, oh, when are we reaching, when are we reaching, when are we reaching, because we at that point we had been traveling for over 45 hours. It was so frustrating. And then we were trying to eat a little bit of sweet items like cupcakes and things in the bus, because if you eat sugar when you're like really hungry, it is supposed to give you energy. So we ate that, and we finally reached the Syracuse bus stop here. We actually, the university is really nice, wherein they send people to the airport or the bus stop to pick up the students, and then they picked us up. And then once I was dropped at home, I got the suitcase inside. I kept the suitcase, and I sat on the bed, and I bawled my eyes out for like 10 minutes. I was like crying. I was crying because I was homesick, I didn't eat, and I was hungry, I was frustrated. I'm like, finally I've reached the destination, and I saw she's one of my very close friends, my roommate. I saw her, I hugged her, and I'm like, oh my, she told me welcome to Syracuse, and I just like started bawling my eyes out. Lucky for us, they had actually cooked lunch. So I ate lunch, and I just passed out. Oh my god, that was the journey. So warning, if any of you guys are planning to come to sunny Buffalo or Rochester Institute or Syracuse or Ithaca or Albany or any college towns around New York, this could happen. But many of my friends had delays in their flights, but they actually did get flight from JFK to Syracuse, even though it was delayed by a couple of hours. So the flight that was cancelled, and the next available flight was the following day at 8 p.m. So basically we had to wait in the airport for a day, which didn't make sense. And we were checking our emails after we reached here, and then realized that the 8 p.m. flight on the next day was also like delayed by 4 or 5 hours or something like that. It was really, really bad. We were like, oh, thank God we just took this route. I thought this story will be short, but whatever. So that was like just the journey part from Bangalore to Syracuse. It was, it was an experience, I can say. So I hope you guys like this. I like doing storytime videos like this. If you want it in a different setup, then please let me know how you guys, what type of story If you guys like this style, let me know. If you want me to try out some other style, then let me know as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you had any such bad experiences traveling anywhere, please do let me know in the comments down below. As always, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and all the jazz. I missed saying this, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.